Hi, everybody. My name is John DePietro.
And I'm Bob Zagami with the Camper Report Show.
And on this Camp Report Show, Bob, I am going to introduce our viewers to a 17-foot, yes, that's right, Bob, 17-foot motorhome that is going to knock your socks off when you see how much room is inside it. It's amazing.
It's a 17-foot Italian motorhome.
Exactly.
And I've got a great interview with Jim Roy from Silver Moose Restorations up in Maine. They're probably one of the best restoration companies for vintage Airstream trailers in the country. Wait till you see what Jim can do.
Two great stories, plus all the news of the week. Bob, where do we get our news?
From RV Business and Rick Kessler, and Woodhouse Campground Management with Ben Quiggle.
So we'll be back with all of that right after these messages here. Where, Bob?
On the Camper Report Show.
Stay with us, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Camper Report Show. My name is John DePietro. His name is Bob Zagami. And Bob, you know, a few years ago, when you read about the RV industry, you only used to read about it in RV-specific publications. Now, you read about the RV industry in Forbes, Fortune, and what we're going to talk about now is the Wall Street Journal talking about the RV industry by saying that Elkhart, Indiana is one of the top job markets in the United States. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it is. It's in what they categorize as the small metro markets. Of course, Elkhart's 100 miles east of Chicago, which is one of the big markets. But they're saying unemployment is down to 3.8%. You know, we talked about that last week. And
Right.
we thought, well, is that possible with all the layoffs and some of the work stoppages in the RV industry? And here comes Wall Street Journal saying they can't get enough people to fill all the jobs that they have out there. And one of the reasons is they've broadened the market base out there because the RV industry has done so well over the last 20 years, 10, 20 years, that a lot of supplier companies and distribution companies and transportation companies have moved into the area. So now the RV manufacturers, who pretty much had a lock on that talent pool, has to fight for that talent. They've got
Yep.
other options in Elkhart.
Yeah. And the other thing that I read is that it's also listed as one of the best housing markets in the United States. So combine the availability of jobs and the availability of affordable housing, and you've really got what you need to have a bustling economy while the rest of the country stumbles a little bit.
Yep. And like I said, it's only 100 miles east of Chicago. It's
Yep.
right in the middle of the country, right off of Route 80 and 90 that goes right through it. So it's very accessible to get up to Michigan and down to Ohio and other places. Yep.
Yep. If you need to get up to Michigan or over to Ohio, you need to drive. And most people get driving gas vehicles. And the new reports are now, I think they're AAA reports, that gas prices are on the rise again because as the temperature rises, the gas prices do too. But you know what? That's never stopped RVers in the past, even when last couple of years when it was over $5.
Right. Prices go up, they just drive less. And of course, it's now going to be impacted because OPEC is cutting back again on oil production as we get close to Memorial Day. So the prices, I've seen them rise. I paid $3.55 for gas down here in Florida yesterday, and just today I saw it at the same gas station with $3.59,
Yep.
and a week ago it was $3.49. So we're going to see that between now and Memorial Day. I'm sure we'll see it. But as we said, RVers are resilient. They just drive a little bit less.
Right. And one of the ways to get away from driving and worrying about gas prices is driving an electric vehicle. And the RV industry is bracing itself for turning over some of its products into electronic or electric propulsion. And there was just news out that the Cybertruck, which was a Tesla product, and the Cyberlander, which is supposed to hook up to it, they're changing their batteries from the traditional batteries that have been being used for 50 or 60 years to a new type of battery. What impact is it going to have on us?
Well, it's tremendous, and you know it's really interesting that it's taken this long for people to catch on to this. But this is state of the art electronics, a lot easier to install, a lot more reliable and efficient. It weighs less. You come into single ports. They have several different modes all into one line. and that's going to provide the power to a set of batteries that will actually allow it's a unit that goes between the tow vehicle and the trailer. And it's got its own mechanisms, got its own electronics. And it will allow, let's say you buy a Ford F-150 Lightning and Ford tells you it's going to get 300-mile range. Well, we all know that if you put a trailer on there, you lose about 50%, at least 50% of the range. That drops down to 150. So that's a deterrent to a lot of people buying a pickup. With this system, you can buy any kind of a pickup, put this on it, and you retain it. There's net zero impact on the range or the miles per gallon if you're using an internal combustion engine. So you will still get 300 miles off your Ford Lightning. If you get 25 miles a gallon without a trailer and you put the conventional one on and that drops you down to 10, with this system, if you get 25 miles a gallon on the tow vehicle, you will get 25 miles a gallon with the trailer hooked on because the power is coming out of this device. Interesting that it's coming out of GM, but we'll take it anywhere that you want to get it. They're just filing the patents for it now. Be interesting to see how it develops.
Yep, exactly. And one of the other things that we were just talking about is General Motors is coming out with a product. They're looking for a patent on a product now, very similar to what you had just mentioned. Right. And from that perspective, what we're trying to do is show people that regardless of whether you're towing with electric or whether gas, these new systems to hook up to are out there because they kind of have a mind of their own. They talk about taking the heat off. They take the weight off the bumper of your car, of your truck, car, pickup, whatever it is, and still allow you to travel relatively easy.
Well, I think you're going to see the acceptance increase. It may still be slow with pickup trucks and for the RV community, but they were going to introduce this week, which I think it started today, the New York Auto Show, International Auto Show.
Right.
5 or 6 new electric vehicles that are going to be in the $30,000 to $40,000 price range. Ram is introducing a pickup, their first electric pickup truck with a 500-mile range. Now, again, put a trailer on it, it becomes 250, but now you've seen us go from 150 to 300 now to 500. That's going to accelerate fast because of the computer technology.
Yep, exactly. So that's a wrap on the news for this week. We want to thank our friends at RV Business in Woodalls for giving us that valuable information. Bob, you've got a great interview coming up, and I think I've got a really cool one as well. And we invite everybody to stay with us right here. Where, Bob?
On the Camper Report Show.
Mike here from RV Blogger. Don't waste hundreds of dollars on an external GPS for your RV. All you need to do is download the RV Life app right onto your phone. This app is so cool. It has RV GPS built right into it. So you can load all the specific measurements and weights for your RV. It'll give you directions safe for your RV to follow. And by the way, if you have RV Trip Wizard, directions for your trips upload into this GPS automatically.
Hey everybody, there's always something new in the RV industry, and as I was walking through this gigantic exposition of new RVs, the first one I came across was a Wingamm, and I talked to our trusty friend Roy here, who represents them, and asked Roy to tell me a little bit about it. So Roy, here's your chance.
Good morning everyone. This is the Wingamm OASI 540 as you see here. It is our European model. We will be shipping the 540.1 for the US market. If you guys just want to walk around with me, I'll take you towards the back.
Absolutely.
As you see, it is the black edition. With that comes the black sticker you see on the side.
And this is one shell, right, Roy?
Correct. It's a monocoque shell, fiberglass all around.
No seams.
No seams, no leaks, no rattles. And we stand by that. So.
Okay. So it looks pretty cool from the outside. What is this, about 22, 23?
Not even. Guess. Give me a guess.
19.
Less. 17.9 feet. So just
17.9 feet.
Just about 10 inches longer than a Honda Odyssey.
Okay.
So you can park this pretty much anywhere in the
Any
US.
parking spot.
Now before I get to the entrance, just want to point out this external storage. Now you we'll have 2 propane tanks in here.
Okay. Yeah.
As you can tell, very sturdy hinges all around, especially in the locking mechanism. Now these outdoor storages, they lock as you lock the car, so it's a good safety feature.
So when you lock the front end,
Correct.
those are locked as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, like I mentioned before, this is the 540. The 540.1. We took feedback from the whole tour we took of the country last year.
Yeah.
Feedback was the step was a little difficult to get into. There's no handlebar here, and other features in the interior as well. Took that feedback to the manufacturer, and they went in and applied a better handle here, redesigned handle, better grip, and a stainless steel bar here, so you can
Will be there.
get in and out.
Okay.
And then a redesigned step. The redesigned step is closer to the ground.
And that pops out when you drive, or
Yes.
it always?
No, you can either put it away electronically
Okay.
or stick
There
it
you
back
go.
out.
Now this European door, I know Winnebago has some European doors where they actually have storage in them. Show us what you got in there.
This is just a garbage bin.
Oh, just garbage. Okay, but
Garbage bin.
there is something that you can use it for.
Now, if you want privacy, we all love our privacy. You have a privacy shade
Just like that.
and you lock it up top. And also, they say you're hanging outside, you don't want bugs to get in. Each window has a bug screen, and the rear door also has a bug screen.
And you've got a full awning right there, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Primal on it.
So let's go inside. Let's go inside because I don't think anybody can figure out what we're going to see when we walk in here. But we're now inside,
Yep.
and
And this is the interior of the OASI. Now, as you can tell, very, very nice interior, rounded edges. So it makes it feel bigger than it actually is. Now you have storage up top. You can fit your snacks, your cups, as you see here. You also have a nice size sink.
that's not a nice size. That's a huge sink. That's amazing.
Now you can wash your hands, you can wash your produce. Now, when everything here, but does the table move? Of course. You can pivot it or you can turn it.
This way.
So let's say you're cooking,
Yep.
put your ingredients here, countertop, cut it, wash it, cook it.
Okay. And you got a fridge here.
Yes, the fridge will be bigger on the American model. They cut all this out so you have a
bigger
more ample
fridge.
size. Correct.
Okay. Does that fold down at all?
Yes. So with a push of a button right on the ground. Don't mind my sneakers. I'm on my feet all day. Push
There you
it
go.
down. Now I do have a cushion outside.
Another cushion. Yeah.
But that goes here, and you have a nice twin size bed. Also, these cushions out here come out, so you can fit a bit more. So
So you
comfortably-
sleep 2 people.
2, like me, 2.
Yep.
Or 2 kids or 3 kids if you have a family, and if you're the adults,
And that's it. No, wait a minute. What are you doing?
put it on the bed.
Another bed?
It's not just the ceiling.
Oh my goodness.
And now you have a full-sized, almost queen-size bed.
And you can set these up so both of these sleeping areas are available at the same time, right?
Correct. You have about
Okay.
34 inches of difference from the bottom of the bed here to here.
Just
so you
don't
can
get up quick and you're all set.
Correct.
Okay.
I could show you how easy it is to get up there. So just take the steps here, put them on, a couple steps up, and you're in the bed.
How about the weight limit on
Weight
that?
limit,
A couple
you're
hundred pounds?
701 pounds.
700 pounds. So even a good sized American can fit up there.
Yeah, or a couple. You can sit up here with your friends, read, hang out, listen to music. Like I
Okay.
mentioned, you can put snacks up here. You can
so
also-
you can eat in bed.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Now, how
You
about
also-
that curtain behind you? Does that
Curtains.
move at all?
Yes, so you can open this up. You can close it for shade or privacy. Or
There you
you can open it up, have a breeze in here,
Oh.
and again, another screen.
Oh,
Sit
so
up-
that window opens.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Amazing. And you got a light.
And you
for
have
what you
2
need
lights
there.
here, and you're gonna have USBs up here to charge,
Okay. Yeah.
and outlets as well. And you have
And you've
storage.
got your dash, air, as well as an air conditioner here.
Yes.
How about bathroom facility?
Bathroom? I'll show you them. So we get down.
Tony should be here any minute.
Yeah,
huh?
Tony, he's the big guy. But
Tony's the big guy.
I can take the lead.
You're
He
good.
trusts me,
He trusts you. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. So then, nice Italian style handle and hinges.
There's your
And here's where you can come on.
sink.
There's your
toilet.
Toilet. And the toilet is a 5-gallon Dometic toilet, so you can just pull that out. I'll show you when we get to the exterior.
Okay.
I'll show you that Dometic toilet system.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, it's not a holding tank, it's a
Yes.
chemical tank. Okay. So what we've got here is
Close this for you.
your Fiat, your 2 seats. Do they swivel? They swivel.
Of course.
They swivel. So when you're set up, oh, they both swivel.
Yep.
So when you're set up, you've got a nice little,
Yeah, you can hang out, have a nice chat, have friends over.
nice little setup in here.
Correct.
Let's go outside. Just look at the backside, and we'll be good. We are at one of the largest RV shows in the country. This
Now,
is
I'm not done. So now you see it's a pretty empty over here. You can get a spare tire here.
oh, okay.
You
Yep.
can get bike rack here as well. Now I know a lot of people, oh, what about if I have an e-bike? There is an e-bike rack available. There is a big weight difference between a regular bike and an e-bike.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
you can have a regular bike rack for 2 to 4 bikes,
Yep.
or an e-bike bike rack, so
Okay.
you're not left out. Now this isn't just a bumper. You have your 4 backup sensors. You will have a backup camera incorporated with the rear view mirror for the 540.1. Now I'm just gonna unlock this. So let's say you have foldable chairs, or you're a big golfer. You can fit foldable chairs in here.
Very
There you go.
intriguing. What's going to happen here, Roy?
You'll see what's gonna set. Just gotta get the locks down. But you can fit golf clubs. You can fit extra. The tech really tightens up. There you go.
Oh, wow. Look at all that space. All that space.
Foldable
in there.
chairs, foldable wheelchairs.
Just put your arm in
skis.
there to show how deep that is, Roy. Okay, so that's pretty deep.
It's about
Okay,
almost 3 feet.
3 feet. Okay, there's your golf clubs, etc.
Yep.
Cool.
And it's fully insulated too, all around.
Have they thought of a hitch on this at all?
You can throw a tow hitch, and towing capacity is 4,409 pounds.
Okay, 4,400 pounds.
Pretty much.
And anything else on here we need to
Yeah,
look
so
at?
this is pretty exciting. Like I mentioned, this is the 540. The 540.1 will have a redesigned door. So what I mean by that is this one currently, you unlock it, and it folds up, and it locks.
Oh, okay, and there's your cartridge for your toilet.
Correct.
But you still have a holding tank for the shower?
No, the shower drains. We do have a great tank.
Oh, okay, there's a great tank,
completely
okay.
separate. So you can just take this out, unhook the hose, go into a Starbucks or the Ritz-Carlton if you want to. Hey, can I use the restroom?
Yeah,
Bring this into the bathroom, dump it, rinse it if you want to, close it back up, drag
There
it
you
back
go.
into your motorhome, and then lock it up.
there you go.
And like I
17
mentioned,
feet, 17 feet.
17.9, yeah. It opens up, so these will be rearranged. But this is your shore power hookup.
What's your Truma product? Is it a hot water
Truma is
heater?
the Truma Combi
Okay.
right on board, and you're also going to have a Truma heating and cooling system by the kitchen.
Oh,
on the roof.
okay.
And this is just your water tank access. You have 20,
Where you fill.
correct, 26 and a half fresh and about 18 and a half gray. And pretty exciting. You can just tap this open. Now in a unit this size, external storage is pretty important. Fully insulated storage. Like
Okay.
again, it
A little bit
secures.
more storage there.
It secures the same way as the one on the other side, and you can access this storage from the inside.
Okay.
So that cushion by the table, you take that off. You have a hinge. You can open it up. You can put your groceries in here, canned foods in here, so you have more room in the refrigerator. And it's waterproof and also insulated.
Perfect.
And then here's where you will fill up your tank.
There you go. So Roy, you're not going to have dealers.
No,
It's going to be direct.
Direct to consumer. Yes, you put in an order through us. You customize it whichever way you want. You can get a TV. You can get a microwave. Like
What's
I
the
mentioned,
website?
Wingamm.com, and there is a US link on
Okay,
there.
great. Hey, we want to thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Wish you the best in
Thank you.
your endeavors, and let people know it's a cool looking unit.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Have a great day, everybody.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Camper Report Show. And my guest this morning is Jim Roy. owner of Silver Moose Restorations in, can I call it the backwoods of Maine? I mean, you're in the middle of
We're in central Maine, but we are in the woods.
You're not that far up. Jim, tell them who you are and what you do.
Well, we're a vintage camper restoration company. Started about 6 years ago. It quickly changed from the tin and wood campers to mostly Airstreams. So now we're doing mostly probably 95% Airstream restorations.
And it's a fantastic. Now, you were a builder before you got into this business, and it was kind of by fate, but you're one of the best known restoration companies in the country. People come from all over the country, but why did you stop building homes and renovating RVs?
Well, I literally fell into this. Probably it was 8 years ago. We were building a big addition and had an accident, fell through a stairway hole, fell about 18 feet down to a concrete floor. At the time, I was 45 years old, and it just got me thinking, what am I going to do in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? Do I really want to be on staging and on a roof? And so then we bought this old 75 Airstream that was gutted, and I started renovating it, posting pictures on a couple of Airstream websites, and everything just fell into place. People started calling for advice and stuff, and then all of a sudden somebody called me and wanted me to work on theirs. So it just kind of rolled in to the Airstream thing and the vintage camper thing.
Now, how did you come to name it Silver Moose Restorations?
So when we were rebuilding ours, mine didn't have a door lock, so I had to put a modern door lock on it. And when I was searching for a key ring for the new keys, I happened to have an old keychain from a past customer. I had done work for them probably 10 years ago, and it was a little silver moose. And my wife, we're from Maine. My wife likes the Maine moose, and everybody names their Airstreams the Silver Twinkie or the Silver Burrito or some variation of silver. And this little silver moose keychain just fit perfect. So we named the camper the Silver Moose, which I thought was ridiculous at first, naming an inanimate object, but everybody names their boats and things like that. So we named it the Silver Moose, and when the company started to blow up and I had to go serious and name it, it was a no-brainer. Silver Moose just fit perfectly.
What do you like most about doing the restorations? I mean, they're fantastic, and you got a yard full. We're going to put some pictures down below of the facility. Incredible facility, yard full, and all these beautiful Airstreams. What's the mystique about it for people who come to you and want to take care of their Airstreams?
We do a lot of restorations on campers that have been in the family for years. They bring back a lot of nostalgia, a lot of memories. They were, people will come to us with stories that they used to camp with their grandparents in it. Grandparents have passed away. This thing's been sitting behind their home for 20 years, and they want to relive that youth and their camping experiences from when they were kids. So it's, we put a lot of time and a lot of money into these things, and the look on their faces when they come in and see what we've done is incredible. I mean, other than obviously getting paid for our work, the joy that we see in the customers is one of the best things.
And they get to continue the tradition with their vintage Airstream.
Yeah, and they're showing their kids and eventually their grandkids, in a 50, 60, 70-year-old trailer. Yeah. So it's kind of neat.
What's the oldest Airstream that you ever worked on?
We worked on a 1955 Airstream. I don't remember. I think we had an older one that was a box trailer. It was a one of one. It was a Hoken trailer. It was a Hoken horse trailer company. And the story that this lady said was this dairy farmer was going to shows and needed a camper. And he had this horse trailer company build him a personal camper. So it was one of one. And I think that one was in the late 40s.
Speak to the craftsmanship of your team, because people do literally come from all around the country. I know last year you had one in from New Mexico and elsewhere in the country, but it's not just Jim Roy. You've assembled a group of people that are fine artists. They're exceptional craftsmen at everything about trailers, because you've shown me pictures before, and some of these things come in that other people would look at and call the junkyard. So talk about your team.
We've got 3 guys right now, 2 full-timers and a part-timer. Stacy's he's been with me the longest. He's probably my best all-around guy. He's really good with the electrical and the plumbing side. I'm doing the cabinetry work because I've got a finished cabinetry background, so I'm doing most of the finished cabinetry, as well as answering the phones and email and all that stuff. Casey's newer. He's a young guy that's willing to learn. So we're teaching him as we go. Pretty quick learner, so we're giving him the odd jobs in between. And then my part-timer Mark is an Army vet who's working just a couple days a week for us. So he picks up the little things in between that everybody else isn't doing, or if one of the guys needs a hand, Mark is there to fill in and help out.
Now you don't rush your restorations, and
No.
if somebody were to bring you an Airstream, if somebody called you today and said, "Hey Jim, I got this 1976 Airstream," how long is it before you get it in the shop, and how long is it before the customer gets it back?
Well, right now we've got a 2.5-year wait. So if somebody's bringing it to us right now, it's going to be a little while. But generally, once they get into the queue and get into the shop, it's 3 to 4 months of actual labor, depending on what the customer wants, depending on the condition of the trailer. Some of them look fine until we remove the interiors, and then we find the frames are rotted, so we have to do extra work to rebuild the frames. So it's literally a ground up thing, and when we're done, it's 100% new, other than the shell. So you've got a new trailer, all new electrical, new plumbing, appliances, everything other than the skins. And we just finished one, a 1961 Airstream that we brought back to original. So we reused what was still good and recreated the cabinetry and stuff that had rotted away. But everything underneath, everything that was hidden, is all brand new.
But you've done exterior skins also, though, on some of them.
We've done some exterior repairs, yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I was going to say, we can still the 70s Airstreams, we can still get parts, the exterior panels and stuff. The 60s are a little harder, so those we have to remove. Let's say we had a few that trees have fallen on, so we'll remove the panels and run them through the metal shop and repair it, and then reassemble it. 70s and newer, it's easier just to buy a new panel, so we can still do that through Airstream.
It's an amazing craft to see the finished products when you do it. Talk a little bit about the shop, because not only were you a custom home builder, but you did a custom shop, and you're probably busting out at the seams these days every time I look at pictures of the yard.
6 months after we built the shop, I was regretting not going bigger. We have a 6,500 square foot shop. We've got 3 main garage bays, so 2 of them are dedicated for full builds, and 1 is a service bay. So if somebody has an issue with lights or a leak, or we try to keep that as a 1 day to a week's worth of work and try to roll them through. So that way somebody that has a smaller problem isn't waiting 2 years. Then we've got a dedicated cabinet shop at the end of the building. So we're building all our own cabinetry, doing some metal work in there. And then upstairs, I've got about 1,000 square feet of a parts room. So if we do get something that, we've bought a few older trailers that were crushed or just too far gone, we'll save what we can, because you can't buy a lot of these parts. So we're saving what we can.
So, all right, our guest this morning has been Jim Roy from Silver Moose Restorations in Monmouth, Maine. Before we go, Jim, some people may think that that's one of your customers' units behind you, but explain what is your wall decoration?
So this was a 1984 Airstream that was crushed, and we bought it for parts. So after we used the parts we needed, as we built the shop, I figured I could use some of it in the office. So my desk is actually the rear of the Airstream, complete with working lights, and the main door wall of the camper is my backdrop of behind my desk, and it's an operating door. The door actually goes to the executive washroom. So we try to reuse stuff. The stuff is only, it's hard to throw it away. We try to reuse and recycle as much as we can.
Well, it's amazing work, and I know the folks at Airstream appreciate what you do and the visibility, and you share that on many social platforms. We're going to put the URL down below for people to get in touch with you, and we'll show some photos of the shop and the office area and some of the tremendous work that you do up at Silver Moose Restorations. Any closing comments for our fans, Jim?
Just thanks for everybody following along, and it's been incredible for 6 years. It amazes me how far our company name has gone. We're pretty much worldwide now. We've got fans from as far as Japan and South Africa and Ireland, and so it's really incredible to see how far it's gone, and amazing to talk to fans from around the world.
Reputation well earned. Thanks very much, Jim. We'll catch up with you down the road.
Thank you.